Are you pushing your kid into AP classes? Hey, and welcome back to Supermom Knows Best. I'm Erin. So there's been a big thing on my mind. It's called advanced placement. I've got a kid going into high school next year, which is shock enough, but I've been having quite a time trying to navigate and figure out how this whole honors AP dual enrollment thing even works. Trying to figure out what works best for him. I don't want him to be stressed. I don't want him to be overloaded. I want him to enjoy high school. But I've talked to a lot of mamas, a lot of parents, and a lot of people think AP is the way to go. I'm not convinced. When I went through high school, I didn't take a single honors or AP class. Neither did my husband. We still made it through college. We still have jobs. We have professions. My husband has a master's degree. And he did it one step at a time. I've talked to a lot of kids who are in high school and who are just all about every honors, every AP class they can take, and then they're going to do dual enrollment. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I talked to my nephew not too long ago. He's a freshman in college this year. And I asked him how he felt after going through the whole process. He said it wasn't worth it. The struggle and the frustration of AP classes. He said dual enrollment was the way to go. That was the most beneficial thing. A child can go all year through an AP class, but if you don't make a certain score on the exam, then they don't get credit. They went through the year for nothing. I mean, that would drive me crazy to bust my rear end to have a good grade in the class and then to be a point or two shy on passing the final exam. But wait, if you've made a good grade in the class, then you should know the material, right? The test should be a piece of cake. Well, sure, if you're a good test taker. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people buckle under the stress and anxiety. I know that was my problem. I graduated high school with a 3.5 GPA, but my SAT score didn't break over 1,000. Thankfully, I found a college willing to take a chance on me. Some people just aren't test takers. Some people learn differently. Visual, audio, it all just depends on how you learn. I don't want my kids stressed. I want them to have fun in high school. I want them to go to prom and homecoming and football games and basketball games. I want them to pick up an activity, a club. I want them to enjoy their time. It's kind of like your last-ditch effort to figure out who you are before you get thrown into the world of college, even if you are meant to go to college. Some people aren't. Some people aren't made for higher education, and that's okay. Sometimes you don't need it for your career path. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I have figured out in my research now that dual enrollment seems to be the best way to go. It's like a surefire way to get credit for those classes, especially if you dual enroll with a college that you intend on going to when you graduate from high school. It just seems to be the less stressful way to go about it, in my opinion. Now, I've told my boys that if they want to take AP, if they want to take honors, go for it. Just don't put the stress on yourself if you don't pass the exam. Take it with a grain of salt. Do what you can. Do your best. I'm not one of those crazy, overachieving, high standard parents, which drives my brother-in-laws crazy because if you're not making an A, then you're not doing it right. Let me tell you, they didn't make all A's, and neither did I. Not about to push that on my kids or theirs. My best advice on this subject is do what works for your kids. If they can handle it and rise to the challenge, go for it. If they can't, you don't want them crumbling like a Christmas cookie. You want to set your kids up to be successful and not to fail. And don't get me wrong, failure is fine. And from that, you learn and you grow. But not when they think that their college career is on the line. Have them stumble on something smaller. Nowadays, you've got to be the best. You have to figure it out. Some schools require you to have 3 years of a foreign language. Some of them want you to have every AP class that your school offers, and by golly, you better have a 5.0. Why? That's my question. Why? Who started that rumor? Why do you need kids to excel that much and have that much pressure put on them so young? Why do you need them to know what they want to be when they grow up at 14, 15 years old? Did you know? No, I didn't. Some days I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I'll let you know when I grow up. Like I always say, we need to give ourselves grace. We need to give our children a lot of grace, especially when they're trying to figure out their best path in the world. Again, to be successful and to succeed. Because we want our kids to have a job and make money so they will get out of our house. It's all part of us doing our job and doing it right. But we don't have to make them crazy in the process. We don't have to make them stressed. They don't have to take every AP class. It may take them 4 years instead of 3, or maybe even take them 5 years to graduate. And that's okay. Yes, it's expensive and it's a pain in the rear, and I'm not going to lie to you that I would not be excited about it, but it's okay. If they need 5 years to figure out who they are or what they want to do or what kind of career they want to have, then fine. Let's do it. I'm all for it. We'll make it work. Because that's what a good parent does. We make it work. And we do it because we love them. So that's my 2 cents for the day. I hope you like what you heard. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.